Hello, you're welcome once more. Today we'll be talking about the fact that if you want to enjoy that relationship that you are into, you need to do it right. That marriage is for a purpose and there are guiding principles, and so if you want to get the best out of it and be happy in it, that you will need to do it right. Now, nobody wants a relationship that's full of affliction and strife and unhappiness. We all as humans, we love good things. We want that relationship that's full of love and harmony and respect. Okay, but why is it that you find relationships where there's so much chaos, so much heartache? At home, the man, the woman is, I don't like to say the lion of the tribe of Judah, where he roars and is angry. There is no friendship, there is no communication. But when he or she is out there with friends, you're seeing them all groovy and in a good mood and all of that. You're friends with those outside, but at home there is no relationship. You're not existing, and it's not meant to be so. When you are there, make it happen, live it, enjoy it, don't endure it. So there are certain things that are expected of you. Why is it happening like that? I feel personally it's lack of knowledge, because if you know what is expected, you know what you're supposed to be doing, and you do it right, you get the best out of it. So knowledge is power. I feel lack of knowledge is one major reason why relationships are failing these days. And the second thing to me is selfishness. It's all about me first and personal gratification, satisfy myself first before the next person. And if that's what's guiding you, you will not get the best out of it. So the truth is, if you want a change, the change that you want starts with you. You will need to make effort to ensure that it works. Now imagine two persons who are having a conflict, they are in a disagreement, okay, and both parties are saying, if he doesn't apologize first, I'm not making any move. If she doesn't apologize first, I'm not making any move. I mean, both of them will remain in that situation perpetually. So one person has to make the effort and shift grounds to ensure a resolve. Okay, so there are a few tips we want to drop here, because there are so many that will make it work, but we want to give few that are core, to you doing it right in that relationship. Now, the first thing we'll look at is that you should submit to God, who is the author of marriage. He is the one who instituted it, and he knows everything and how it should work and how it should be done right, how you will succeed at it. So you need to submit to him as a man. You need to submit to him as a woman. He can teach you how to love right as a man, how to treat your wife right with respect and honor. And as a woman, he can teach you and guide you on how best to submit, what you have, your authority, your rights, and how you're supposed to respect and be a good wife. So when it comes to marriage, he knows best. So you will need to submit to him. As a man, you cannot love as you ought to, because the Bible says you're supposed to love as Christ loved and gave himself. That's something that's not easy to do. So you need God's help to help you love that much. As a woman, it's hard for you to submit, your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. Surrender them. It's hard. It may not be easy, but he can teach you, he can guide you and teach you how to build and nurture your home as a woman. So that's the first tip and the most important one, actually, because he guides us, he teaches us all things. Okay, the next thing we'll be looking at is humility. Humility is the view of you, of your importance, of your role in that relationship. How do you see yourself? That as a man, you're not seeing yourself more than you ought or less than you ought in that relationship. That you are seeing yourself, you humble yourself and see yourself as the leader, as the anchor, as the provider in that relationship. And you are not exerting authority, but that you are being who you ought to be, a good and loving husband that you ought to be in that relationship. That's what humility means. It means that you are accepting who you really are and who you ought to be, but not imposing or acting like you were too big, or you were doing that woman a favor for marrying her or taking care of her or loving her or providing for her, that is something that you're doing her a favor, but that you know your responsibility and you accept that responsibility. And as a woman, to humility means that you are submitting yourself to who you are supposed to be and playing the role that you are supposed to play as a woman, as a wife in that relationship. So that's the particular point we're talking about. Humility is important, that you humble yourself in this relationship. So we are saying, as a wife, as a husband, that you should humble yourself and take up your roles and be responsible enough to do that which is expected of you to make that relationship work. That there are so many relationships that are working and it's not by magic. Both parties are making inputs to ensure that they do well in that relationship. So we'll give you more tips in the next video. Thank you. See you next time.